East Hartford, Connecticut, home to the Yukon Huskies, where basketball has a championship pedigree and there's plenty of enthusiasm for football as well. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the number 2 team in the country, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on the Yukon Huskies. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Noles will boot it away to start the game. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. So UConn's offense will get the first possession of the game. Here he comes, and obviously defense is always going to be aware of a quarterback, but boy, he finds a way to put defenses on their heels all the time, David.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience. Jesse, these kind of guys are so hard to defend.
You're right. They'd better be able to find a way to get pressure on him, because if they don't, this is going to be a long day.
Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
You know, runs like this oftentimes are like a boxer in a boxing match. Obviously, it's not a knockout punch, but these are body blows. And as the game goes on, these small gains are going to turn into longer runs.
Third down play from the gun. They're trying to get to it. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And that's what you're trying to do, not just in this game, but for the season. You're just trying to set the tone defensively, and they do that getting the sack. They feel good about their front seven and all the athletes they have. It'll be fun to watch this unit for the rest of this game and see how they do in one-on-one situations.
He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. So Florida State's offense will get the ball for the first time. As dynamic as this guy is on the outside, Jesse, you know he's going to be peeking that way from the free safety position.
Yeah, he's been watching the film. This dude in the middle, man, he can light people up. So you can't tiptoe. You got to be aggressive and run in there. But this is a pretty interesting matchup today.
And I love safeties that make receivers think. Make them know they're going to be there over the middle of the field, and you better think twice about catching that football.
It's just not easy to bring this guy down, is it? He is so dangerous once he gets the ball in his hands. And it makes me think back to old great Seminole running backs like Warwick Dunn, Travis Minor, a guy that I used to play against. How about Dalvin Cook even? Just guys that could make the first guy miss, and then they were able to just explode and burst and take it the distance. This guy right here, he is a unique talent.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. He'll take it himself. Got enough for the first. They get him on the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down.
QBs that can run completely change your game plan. I mean, every single bit of it. You have to understand now as a pass rusher, I got to keep him in the pocket. I got to understand all the zone read concepts and the power read and the jet read, all the different things they can do to you. So, you know, having a guy back there at the helm that can run the football, you better be alert of it from the first play to the end of the fourth quarter.
Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down. The Seminoles come to the line with a new set of downs. Keeping his eyes downfield, rolling left. The receiver was doubled, and they picked it off. And he's brought down after the pick, but not before putting his offense in business.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his first interception of the season, and what a momentum-changing play for his team.
Power football with the run. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Not what they had in mind to start this drive. Here comes 2nd and 13. They feed him again. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And as an offense, having success on a run play like that early in the game just opens up all the possibilities of your playbook moving forward. Play action, running the ball, throwing the ball, screens, anything is at your disposal at this point.
And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the first down. UConn will have to punt it away. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. He gets it away from his own end zone. Makes a move. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Might as well give it to him again. Knocked down at the 25-yard line, picked up 10 there, and gets a first down.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
Quarterback changing the plays at the line. Comes out throwing on first down. Quickly complete. Boom. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State.
Well, I know it's a very small sample size, and we've got a lot of football to go this year, but what can you say about this offense? How explosive and impressive they look. Top 5 in the nation in scoring, and you can see why. They've got speed and playmakers all over the field.
And he puts through the extra point. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. UConn going back to work on offense. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
Now, that's what you're trying to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. On second down, he's looking downfield. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. And they'll make the stop, and we are headed to the end of the first period. That's the end of the quarter, and Florida State has the lead. And we've come to the end of the first as we take a moment to check out the stats so far. Heading in the opposite directions now as we crank it up in the second. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. UConn will have to punt it away. A high kick. Let's see if he can pin them back deep in their own end. On the return, it's Acho. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. Jesse looking to take it down the field for back-to-back touchdowns.
I think it's really important for them moving forward, too, to have a lot of bounce, right? You want to be able to keep this defense guessing, Pollock.
Yeah, and you got me searching for answers after that last drive. You stack another drive on top of this, their defense's heads are going to be spinning all over the place.
just going to keep it after the snap. Solid fundamentals on that tackle from this freshman. Sometimes people say, if you're good enough, what's the big deal about going on the road? Well, if you're not careful, you might find out in a spot like this one, guys.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is a hostile environment, and you know you're going to be getting the opponent's A game for this one. They've circled this one all offseason, so they better be ready to bring it today, Dave.
And the hardest thing to do...
And the defense gets to the quarterback.
Hey, third down and short, you know the quarterback absolutely is going to be a part of the run game. The defense was not fooled, flew up, made the tackle, stick that fist in the air, fourth down coming.
Fourth down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Make sure he doesn't get backed up any further, signals for and makes the fair catch at the 10. The UConn offense goes back to work. Their drive chart is starting to look a little monotonous. Punt, 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 David.
And their defense is starting to get a little frustrated, too. They just keep putting me back on the field, possession after possession. Jesse, this offense needs to get their heads out of there, you-know-what.
The punter's on the sideline with the oxygen mask right now. He's been playing so much. He's not used to this. This offense, they just got to stay on the field. They got to put a drive together and get some balance going, running and throwing the ball.
Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. The give to the back. Weaves his way ahead and gets 5 out to the 18-yard line.
I know that wasn't a big, huge play, and everybody's not excited, and the fans aren't going crazy, but those are the plays that in the fourth quarter matter a lot. Again, making you tackle my back, making you feel the physicality of the football game throughout, so you get tired and get worn down in the fourth quarter.
Trying to pick it up on the ground. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. UConn will have to punt it away. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. Slips through the line. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they want to...
Going up top. And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Noles!
Sometimes it's players, not plays, or sometimes it's both. And when you got that guy and you put him in the slot and you let him burn for a go route right past a nickel corner or one of the reserve corners or a safety, that's a great job by the offense, and that speed you can't teach, and that's why he's in the house for 6.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. From inside the 10, here he comes. And the returner will be knocked down. UConn going back to work on offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
This first half of offense won't go on the highlight reel so far, but starting to get things moving, it's 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Uncorks it. It's caught. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31.
Wow, they've been waiting for that play, right? They haven't been throwing it a lot. They've been real sluggish. They've got no points on the scoreboard. And now they come up with an explosive play in the passing game to get them in a position to score some points here, hopefully a touchdown, before this first half closes out.
He makes the stop, and a nice pickup there on first down. Leaves him in 2nd and manageable.
And he didn't get a big gain. You want to call that play and probably want to get more yards, but you could tell that was super close from seriously busting loose. Nice job running the screen, getting the ball to your playmaker. If he could just make one more guy miss, that might have been huge.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick six. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
UConn comes to the line after getting another first down. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Got his man. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Flips it out to the back. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. He'll throw on 3rd down. Quarterback strolling away from heat. And he'll finish the run in the end zone. Touchdown, UConn.
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
He'll return it. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David, it's sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have you.
And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. Hoping to find one that works this time on 2nd down from the 7. He's looking to throw. He's right on target. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. The offense calls timeout. It's the 2nd one they've used this half. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He lofts one down the sideline. Wide open, he makes the catch. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Seminoles.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Leaves it with the back. They needed to find enough space and get it moving forward, and they're up to the 22. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Guys, a first half that saw a little bit of everything there in East Hartford. And there is no better place to start this halftime than by reviewing how this wideout has been a one-man wrecking crew. The kid's been everywhere. And I love how he's willing to go across the middle, but that he also has the jets to burn these DBs on the deep ball. If this defense wants to actually come back in this one, they better hide his cleats. And with that, let's send it back to the guys at Rentschler Field.
UConn has it teed up to start this second half. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. Probably needed to pick up an extra block or two, but as it is, he'll be stopped at the 28. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with accuracy.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
Gets it out to the 40-yard line. Give him 5 on that one.
I love when players understand situations and they understand where the first down marker is and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
The give to the back. He puts him in business across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down.
In halftime in this locker room, there was a lot of positive things to talk about. You got the lead, but you know what else will be positive, Palmer? Get the running game going early in this second half.
You're absolutely right here, and I think this coaching staff is going to try to put this game on the offensive line a little bit. Let these guys take this thing over, be physical, and push this defense around.
They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
That's a really good-looking throw there. And I think about back in my day playing for the Gators, we were known as having this high-octane passing attack with Steve Spurrier, but every time we played the Seminoles and Chris Wenke, of course, to go on to win a Heisman Trophy, we knew that we were going to have to be executing at a high level. This guy right here, when he gets going and he gets into a groove, he just does not miss. He is able to light up the scoreboard for the Seminoles.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
From the shotgun, the inside give. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the first down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
Picking up a first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back, and I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now, what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play.
And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State. And this dude is spinning flaming spears everywhere, and he is cutting apart this defense.
You're going to have Noel Nation doing the chop, getting excited, getting jacked up about this guy, because this is the kind of day that starts to bring even more momentum to this spot. Now you got a quarterback that you can really trust.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Oklahoma State is just boat racing them right now, thanks to an offense that's putting up video game numbers. They're up 14 over the Pandas. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here. Guys?
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll run the RPO and throw it right.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have enough for the first down. UConn quick to the line.
Well, there we go. We finally see some life in this offense running the football. Nice gain to pick up the first down. You got to get more of that going moving forward because they have not run it well.
And I think they'll give him 2 on that one, 2nd and 8 coming up. They want to get this defense on its heels. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Here comes the speed on the jet sweep. And the spin move bought him a little time, just not a lot of yardage. They're about to wear this punter out. He's already been out 4 times, staring at a 5th if they can't move the chains. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. That's the end of the quarter, and Florida State has the lead. And they've built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we've gotten here. First down to start the drive after the break. Use the play fake, now to throw. On the move, he fires. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Husky.
And this offense gets on the board, and the first passing touchdown of the season, and I feel pretty confident saying the first of many. This offense looks like they're in a good rhythm, and this passing attack's going to be hard to stop.
And they did tack on the extra point. They still have work to do, trailing by 2 possessions here in the 4th. They'll line up for the onside kick. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball. The Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute those.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Man, the defense, you hold your breath. When this receiver has the football out in space, you have got to make sure you're playing with outstanding pursuit. Nice job there, but as this game goes on, they've got to keep an eye on this guy and make sure they know where he is at all times.
Off the boot, looking for his man. Fires on the move. Not in lockstep there with the receiver. Ball at the 38. The defense will try to get a stop on 3rd and short. The give and tick, 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 tick. The Seminoles get it past the sticks.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
Lining up from the 34 on first down. They go to the ground. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down.
I think you have to like what you see if you're the coaching staff here. Your offense is on the field, and it looks like you got a pretty good drive going, and you're just going to try and keep this thing marching, keep the clock ticking. You've got a really nice lead here late. Just want to find ways to keep the chains moving. They're doing that.
And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up 2nd and short. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Motion from the offense. From the gun, running back on the move. And the Noles get enough for the first down. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The analytics nerds say the goal is at least 4 yards on 1st and 10. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. And they're able to get him down, but not before he gets to the 2. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. Calls his own number. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, no!
I got to say, the mental toughness that this team is showing early this season is real impressive. And going down the field and last possession, putting themselves in position here to go 2-0. They're answering the bell. This team has leadership on both sides of the ball. Very, very impressive.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. And the returner will be dragged down. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out.
Okay, this could be it. This could be it. This could be the turning point. Let's go.
The UConn offense goes back to work. Not a lot to feel great about in this one, Jesse, but I'm sure they'll try to seek out some positives.
Well, this might be an opportunity, too, Reese, to go back when they watch this game and just find the plays and the schemes that were working. There weren't a lot, obviously, David, but maybe an opportunity for the coaching staff to condense the playbook.
I was going to say, there's not a lot of good to go back. That'd be a quick film session because there was more negatives than positives. But when you look at this week you've got a week to figure it out, figure out what your offense is going to be moving forward. And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They've dominated this football game.
Fires and picked off. Bringing it back. Running inside the 20. He is finally out of bounds, but he was smelling that end zone on that return.
A big part about playing the quarterback position is turning the page, playing the next play, not letting bad plays beat you. And that's his first career interception in college football, so that's going to sting. But now you've got to get back out there and lead your team.
Try to barge their way in. Touchdown Seminoles! And the route is on.
And another good touchdown drive by this offense. And how about the start to the season? Blowout win in game 1. Blowout win looking like in game 2. This unit's clicking. They're looking like a team that will be reckoned with when the playoffs start late in the year.
And the extra point was good. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Here's the return from inside his 10. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. UConn going back to work on offense. This offense has pretty much been stuck in the mud the entire game. It's been a frustrating performance, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, you can't be hanging your head just yet. This game's not over, and this coaching staff is still evaluating their players. So if you're on the field right now, you've got to finish this game. You've got to try to prove something to them.
Well, the game is over, to be clear. They're not coming back. But I hear what you're saying. Keep fighting. Keep showing your coach.
Underneath toasted coverage. Got it deep downfield. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
You know, as the head coach of this team, this is one positive you're going to take away from this game, is that your players don't quit, and they're still willing to fight. There's obviously a lot of things they've got to iron out offensively, and we've seen that today. But I do love the grit.
And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like, they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from.
He lost it high and deep down the left side. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down.
The offense came into this game knowing that for them to win, they were going to have to make some big plays throwing the football. That just has not been the case. Here in the 4th quarter, they've been held to less than 200 passing yards, and that's really the story of the game, guys.
And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on downs.
Offensively, this is a beautiful time now because now I get to get all my other guys in the game. Guys that don't get to play that much. We're up. This game's over after that missed 4th down conversion. Now we get to get everybody in the ball game, or if you choose, you know, like Jesse probably would, to go pad some stats and get some more catches, get some more rush yards if that's your thing.
All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's 1st down.
That is just demoralizing if you're on defense, right? You're down in the game. It's the 4th quarter. You know you need to get a stop, and you know they're going to run the ball, but you can't do anything about it.
They'll give it to him again. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a 1st down.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
Inside the 15, 1st and 10 from the 14. Looking to move it through the air. Grabbed in the middle. It's York. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. They get the timeout called. 11 seconds remaining to play. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down.
Let's go.
They'll go to the ground. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock. And while the game is all but decided, why not try to get another one if you can? That's part of the fun, right? They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. And they're going to score again, yet another touchdown as they just add to their total.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
And he tacks on the extra point. They'll try to follow that last touchdown with an onside kick. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
Well, here in the 4th quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
One more play to pad the stats. He's going to pass. Going to take a shot. Heaves it into trouble, and he finds trouble with the pick. Trying to take it back. And with that turnover, that'll finish the game. We waited so long to start the season, and just the way you want to start, getting that first victory.
And the first games are so much fun. You've been practicing against each other over and over all through camp. Now you get to come out, start the season off 1-0, Jesse. Great start.
It was a great start for the winning team. Now, for the losing team, obviously not the way you want to get into this season.